Welcome, everybody. I guess our first order of business is to going into executive session. So some folks have to go. Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to item 1.2, which is the resolution to approve the school district clerk. Mr. McLemore.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.2 is a resolution to approve Mona Novotny as district clerk.
Board members, are there any questions on this item? Thank you. Let's move on to 1.3, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.3 is a resolution to abolish. I take my glasses off. Oh my goodness. To abolish a teacher on special assignment and create a special ed teacher position, and that is at GAMS.
Board members, questions? Yes, ma'am.
Why are we abolishing the position?
There's a person who left the district to fulfill other pursuits. So the position is empty.
Oh, okay.
There's no one in that position.
Oh,
Mr. Walker, do you have a question?
No.
How about you?
No.
So let's talk about juggling. And it seems to me that the literacy tech specialist comes out of general funds, correct? And they're trying to get an ICT teacher. Is that fund going to be special education funds? It's going to go into general funds? Yeah? Yeah,
Most of our special ed teachers are paid out of the general fund.
okay,
Almost all of them are paid out of the general fund.
okay. That's, can we keep track of their scores and their goals in the school to make sure that this is appropriate use of money so that we can make sure the kids are getting what they really need? All the kids are getting what they really need. Yes, sir.
So this is not the first time we've done this year. We did this in Vales Gate. The thinking behind it is, number one, we don't have full-time co-teaching. We have it only in 4 buildings. The intent a few years ago was to get all 9 buildings at the elementary to be full-time. We just couldn't afford it. Ms. Briscoe Perez did it, and Mr. Milwaukee did it for the same reasons. We're seeing kids come into kindergarten. We're tremendously dysregulated and we're behind, as you know. And thought was, if you provide 2 full-time teachers in those kindergarten classrooms, we can hopefully mitigate some of the concerns that are occurring, address the learning losses, and maybe prevent classification. So I thought it was a very smart idea. And Ms. Briscoe Perez did it, and I think it's also a smart idea for Mr. Milwaukee. There was the opportunities there. It pays for itself, and we'll certainly monitor the growth of the students in that room.
My concern was the literacy tech person works K-5, correct? And this other person will be focused in 1 grade. So I'm worried about all the other grades. That's all, just a concern. Would you like to move on, Mr. McLemore, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.4 is a resolution to abolish a typist position, which is at NFA Maine, and create a registration specialist. And so this registration specialist will assist in enrollment and disenrollment transcripts and other concerns that person will report directly to the Information and Technology Director.
Ms. Green, do you have a question?
another one. Why are we abolishing that one? The person left again?
The person retired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Walker, do you have a question?
No.
Mr. Howard? No. And I don't either. So let's continue, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.5 is a resolution to authorize the superintendent of schools to execute an agreement with Matthew McCoy for specific duties assigned to him and his new position as well as transitioning the new district clerk. So there's duties that he will be doing that will be overlapping and transitioning the new person as well.
Ms. Green? Mr. Walker? Mr. Howard? And I don't either. Let's continue.
Thank you,
So
Madam.
we're going to do the next one in exec? Go back into exec and MOA?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So let's do one, well, that's 107.
Madam President, I'd like to request a table item 1.7.
Okay, that's fine. We don't need a second in this meeting. How about 1.8?
Thank you, Madam President. This item didn't make it to curriculum, so it's here on personnel, and Dr. Kate Farrell's here to speak about it.
Thank you for entertaining this on behalf of curriculum instruction. These are the individuals identified who are going to be participating in the Big Picture Leadership Conference. Curriculum did review the conference and the full board did approve the funding for the conference. This is the individual permission for these particular people to attend the conference and their incidental expenses connected to the conference.
Any questions, board members? Mr. Walker, Mr. Howard? I don't have any questions either. Thank you. How about the field trips?
The field trip is for Newburgh Free Academy, this is Debate Club. They've been invited to participate in an individual tournament at Princeton University.
Questions?
Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you. How about 1.10?
Thank you, Madam President. 1.10 is a resolution to approve the appointments as listed for the Title I non-public schools.
Thank you. Do you have a question? Mr. Walker, Mr. Howard? I have no questions. Let's move on to 1.11, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.11 is a resolution to approve the school leadership appointments as listed. And that's for Fostertown School in good standing.
Questions, board members?
No.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.12 is to approve the Empire program appointments as listed. And as you stated previously, there will be ongoing appointments on upcoming board agendas.
Questions, board members? Thank you, Mr. McElmore.
You're welcome. Item 1.13 is a resolution to approve math meet appointment. So this appointment happened as a result of someone fulfilling other pursuits elsewhere in their career outside the district. So we had to replace that person.
Questions? Ms. Green, Mr. Walker, Mr. Howard? Thank you. Let's continue.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.14 is what I call a mentionable. So we may have some Schedule J appointments. Just in case we do, we wanted to mention this in personnel if you happen to see it on next week's agenda.
Okay. Are there any questions on this? Just open mic as a placeholder. Any questions? Let's move on to the next one, my brothers and sisters keepers appointments.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.15 is also mentionable, that we may have some appointments for my brothers and sisters, a keeper appointments. We just wanted to mention that too.
Ms. Green?
I didn't even know what my sisters, it's my brother's keeper. I didn't know they had my sister's keeper too.
Now they're starting that, yeah?
Oh, they're starting it.
I think it's the first year.
Equity.
Oh, no, I agree, but I'm just saying, I didn't know that it started everything, because my brother's keeper's been around for years, so.
Yes.
Are they separate?
Are they separate? Yes, you know, are they separate?
There's two separate programs, but they're trying to mirror MSK to the MBK from an equity perspective, because it was brought up that the young ladies in the district need a program such as that. So they came up with my sister's keeper model that was done elsewhere in New York State. And we're trying to mirror that here.
Any other questions?
But I did have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is gonna sound like a crazy question, but are we a My Brother's Keeper district, or do we have two schools that are benefiting from My Brother's Keeper funding? I mean, and I ask that because is this a district-wide program, or is it something that we're trying to mirror in other buildings that is done at Vales Gate and South Middle School?
I mean, I know that the goal is to have it as a district initiative, because we have students all across the district who can benefit from this program. So,
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. That being said, the funding that comes from the state is a specific how to use that money, correct?
correct.
So to build it out to the district, we will need a commitment from our district, from our funding, to make that work district-wide. Are we ready for that?
We'll look at how our monies are spent, and if we think about what monies are earmarked, we have to define the types of programs that would support these initiatives.
And I think looking at the success of the program in the buildings that we have, it
Right,
should be
a launch point for us.
a large point. Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And my comment is going to be, I really believe that programs like this should begin in September. That's when you can get commitment from teachers, commitment from kids, and then see a month-to-month growth. Starting now, we're a quarter of the way through. So we lose some of that impetus. We lose some of that desire to start this program. I would like to see this on the agenda in July, so that we can start recruiting in August, and then we could start with the kids in September.
100%, Madam Chair. And the thing about that is we roll this program and we finish the school year powerful. And then kids are talking about it all summer. And when they hit the ground in September, like, are we gonna start? What's happening with the My Brother's Keeper program? And to have to put them on hold for almost 2 months, it's not a good look. And the continuum of the work and the program, and to see how the kids are so ready, amped up and ready to go. The kids have a short attention span. And they just.
Adults have short attention.
They have shorter. Adults have shorter. But Madam Chair is so correct. If we can find a way to start this program in September, I think it'll be beneficial to the district and to our student population.
So I think we should look at the district as a whole and look at some of those initiatives that we have. And like Empire, I also believe that Empire should start in September, that we should be recruiting in August so that we can get those programs rolling right away, because that's when parents and kids are looking for things to do after school. They're looking for opportunities and for exciting things that are not just their everyday routine of going home and playing video